Good morning. This is Miss Rachel with another STEAM Storytime, and I'm so excited to be reading this story with you today. We are in coding week, so we are talking all about how to code and the coding basics and the computational thinking behind coding. Before I start reading my story, I just want to give a quick shout out to Williams International, the world leader in small gas turbine engines located in Ogden, Utah. Thank you for sponsoring us and our reading this week. Today we are reading How to Code a Sandcastle, and this is a Girls Who Code book. It's sponsored by Girls Who Code, one of our favorite programs that we get to run at the Leonardo. So we're going to go ahead and get started. As always, there is a sheet for working along with me as I read the story in our comments below. How to Code a Sandcastle. Hello world, I'm Pearl. It's the last day of summer vacation, which means today is my very last chance to build a sandcastle. I've tried every single day, but something always seems to ruin it. First came the flying saucers. Then the shark attack. And maybe the worst of all was the moat that Ada Puglace added. But today, I've got the perfect plan. I've brought my trusty, rust-proof robot, Pascal. Say hello to the world, Pascal. Hello, world. He'll do whatever I tell him, as long as I tell him in code. It's not a secret code. It's special instructions that computers understand. Now, build a sandcastle, Pascal. And he's thinking and thinking and thinking. I guess he doesn't know how to do that. But a coder takes one big problem and they break it into several smaller ones. If I give Pascal enough instructions that he does know, we will be able to build this sandcastle in no time. It'll be easy. Small problem number 1. Find a place to build. Pascal, find a flat spot away from the dogs and the frisbees. I see he found a flat spot away from dogs and frisbees. It doesn't look like I can build a sandcastle there, though. So she has to say, no, Pascal, we need to be on land. Too far. He followed her directions of a flat spot that has no dogs and no frisbees, but we don't want to build a sandcastle in the parking lot. So she has to give him more instructions. I guess I need to be very specific with my instructions. Pascal, find a flat spot on sand that isn't too close to the water. X marks the spot. This isn't as easy as I thought, but at least we have a place to build. Small problem number 2. Gather up sand. Now we'll need a huge pile of sand. It's very important to tell Pascal everything in the correct sequence. That means the right order. Number 1, fill the pail with sand. Number 2, dump the sand on our spot. Number 3, pat the sand down. Great job, Pascal. Now let's do it again. Fill the pail, dump the sand, pat it down. Fill the pail, dump the sand, pat it down. And again? This is getting boring. Is there a way that Pearl can make it so she doesn't have to repeat the same thing over and over and over again? I bet there is. There must be a coding trick I can use. Sequence. A loop. When you need to repeat something in code, you can use a loop. Pascal, loop through this sequence. And now, do you see how it's in a circle? That's because it happens again and again and again and again. So the first step is fill the pail with sand. 2, dump the sand on our spot. And 3, pat the sand down. And that takes us back to 1. Fill, dump, pat. 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 This is going to take a while. I'm going to relax while you work. And our friend Pearl is sitting here while Pascal fills, dumps, pats. Fill, dump, pat. Fill, dump, pat. Fill, dump, pat. What do you think is going to happen? She's just resting. He's filling and dumping and patting and oh my goodness, look at this huge pile of sand. She didn't give an end to her sequence. It just kept going. Uh-oh. That's big enough for now. Let's take a break, Pascal. This leads us to small problem number 3. Small problem number 3. We need to shape and decorate the castle. We've got the sand, we've got the spot, let's build it. So, let's each find some fancy decorations to bring back here. That's her direction. What do you think he's going to bring back? Miss has our seashells. I've got seashells. What do you have, Pascal? Pascal brought the entire lifeguard. That's way too big. You need to find something smaller. So she's given another direction now. Let's find out. He brought a crab. Oh, we need something that isn't moving. We can't decorate with a crab. And then he brought, I recognize that. That looks like a pacifier. She says, Pascal, that's not ours. And in the background, I can see a crying baby. I think Pascal took something that wasn't his. This has made another problem for our friend. Let's see what Pearl does next. Maybe I need to give him better instructions. How about an if, then, else? That will do the trick. This is a conditional statement. That means that you can do something if other things are fulfilled. For example, if the item you see is small and doesn't move and doesn't belong to anyone, then bring the item back to the castle, else find something different. Okay, that gives Pascal a better idea of what we're looking for. Perfect. Let's shape the castle and decorate. It looks like he brought over some really cool seaweed and he also brought a shell. It looks like he's getting the hang of it. Now they're shaping their castle, they're building it, they're decorating it. It looks like it might have worked. Did our code work? Now our castle is finally finished. Wait here, I'm gonna go get some toys. Oh my goodness, this is an unforeseen problem. I see this right here, which it looks like the ocean and the waves. And what is it doing to our sandcastle? It looks like the waves are hitting the sandcastle, and I'm making a connection from myself to the world and this book. When I've been at the beach and I built a sandcastle, if I get too close to the water, it gets washed away. So let's see if that happened to our friend Pearl. Are you ready to play? Oh no, what happened? Oh, of course, it's high tide, and our castle is all gone. Now I can see right here Ada Lovelace is doing her beautiful thing, and our friend Pearl says, go ahead, P. You can't make a moat today. Wait, a moat? Ah, this has brought us to our final problem. A moat would have protected the castle and it from the tide. If only I would have thought of a moat earlier. It took half the day to figure out how to code a sandcastle. But hold on, I already wrote the code for the sandcastle. I could easily use all of that code again. 1, find a place to build. 2, gather up sand. 3, shape and decorate the castle. But we're not done. Now we have a new problem. This takes us to our final problem. Can Pearl solve it with code? Well, problem number 4. Build a moat. I think a new sequence should help solve this small problem, and I know how to write one of those. So let's try. 1, dig around the outside of the castle. 2, fill the pail with sand. 3, empty the pail away from the castle. And now we need to repeat that until we've gone all the way around the castle. Do you remember what it's called when it goes in a circle like this and we do the same thing again and again? We call it a loop. So she writes her loop, which goes 1, dig around the outside of the castle. 2, fill the pail with sand. 3, empty the pail away from the castle. Back to 1, where we dig around the outside. 2, fill the pail. 3, empty it away. And that's enough, Pascal. Hooray! Our sandcastle is finished and safe from the ocean. Let's play. Hey, Pascal, now that we know how to build one sandcastle, we can code an entire kingdom. The end. And that, my friends, is how to code a sandcastle. It had a bunch of our words that we've been talking about and learning about all week. We had our sequence, which is the order that things happen in, our code, which is the set of instructions, talking about loops, how it returns and returns and returns, and also talking about if, then, else, which are conditional statements. All of these things are things that you need to know to learn how to code. If you are interested in learning more about coding, check out some of our other videos. Tomorrow, I'm going to play around with Mr. Trent, and he's going to pretend to be a robot, and we are going to code a robot dance, and I would love to see your coded robot dances. If you're interested in learning more about how to learn how to code, and you want to do a small tutorial with me, join me tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and I'm going to be doing another class on how to do the basics of Scratch.org. Thanks for reading with me today. I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to the next time I get to see you all. Have a great rest of your day.